Welcome to Culture Shift with Duda Penteado, the archivist. And today I have a good friend, and I learned about his work. He worked with one of my projects, and then after many years, I met him in person. So I really love his work before I met the artist, if that makes sense. Here is Mark
Wilson,
Wilson, musician, producer, and
songwriter.
one of the greatest partners of Reggie Gaines
Yes,
in the journey of instant art.
yes.
So before we talk about instant art and all of that, what we're doing right now,
Okay.
let's begin when you started. Um, where and what city and how you got connected with music.
Okay. So it started at home. That's Montclair, New Jersey.
Mm.
So my father was a jazz aficionado. He still is, right? He just loved everything. So I grew up listening to Coltrane, Miles Davis, Bird, everyone. And my mother could sing. She was bashful, but she was asked to be in bands and everything. And she listened to Johnny Mathis, Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole. So this
Wow.
is a clash of that stuff. So I ended up hearing music all the time. And by the time I was 3 or 4, I started playing a record because apparently my dad says I love the sound of music, the soundtrack. I always played it.
Mm.
Okay. So I'm putting the record on and my mother's freaking out. And he's like, wait, did he hurt anything? No. It's like, okay. Is he doing it right? Okay. Boom. Let him play it. So I played that. I would lay in their bed. I would listen to the radio. I heard things in dimensionalized. Like when I could see this here, I had no idea what that meant. This is radio, but I'm still seeing it in different dimensions, and I don't know
As you hearing
as I'm
music,
listening it to.
you're
Yeah,
like sort
yeah.
of composing these dimensions. That
I'm seeing where it is,
mm,
and I don't know why that occurred, but
mm.
I remembered that. So then I see a drummer, Buddy Rich, right, and it's like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, this pro. So I want drum lessons. So I walk, a few blocks away, neighborhood guy. I want drum lessons. He's like, yeah, you should get your phone number. I started drum lessons. I got into that. I played jazz and band and orchestra and all kinds of things. But we also had a piano just sitting around.
Mm.
Touch it, touch it, touch it. Didn't really play. And then I heard a couple songs, Benny and the Jets and Sun Goddess, like way back. And I ended up being able to play against it and learn it. And I got into the piano. So I was playing drums, then piano. Ended up playing keyboards, played in bands, played in groups that recorded songs, did all kinds of things. And when you're the keyboardist in the band, oh, could you do the strings? Oh, could you do the bass? Oh, could you help me with the harmonies and the vocal in the background? So you end up producing the record as a keyboardist. So I ended up producing. In college, I met Reggie's brother, Calvin Gaines, and Calvin and Shelley, actually.
Around Montclair area.
That was in Jersey City,
Oh,
actually.
so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys moved to Jersey City or just come to
I
study?
commuted to Jersey City.
Okay.
So we just clicked. We just got along.
But let's slow down for a
Slow
second.
down.
What kind of college you were guys? Music college? What was
Okay.
going on? What guys study? Which university? So we give context here.
Okay. So in my piano lessons, I was thinking, let me go to Manhattan School of Music.
Mm.
The education, the English test, I was like, I don't do this because there's a whole prep school background to get you into Manhattan School of Music
Mm.
that I was unaware of until I sat there at the desk and went, I'm not going to pass this. And I was pretty good in English. So I went to Jersey City State then. It's New Jersey City University now.
Mm.
It was one of the better jazz programs, right? It was that, William Patterson, and Berkeley and Boston and University of Miami. So I went there, auditioned, got into the school, but not into the music program because I was playing abridged versions of piano. So I went to a guy who was at Manhattan School of Music. He taught me. I re-auditioned, got in. Great. So I was a music major, marketing minor. Calvin was a bass major. Shelley was a vocal major. And we just started doing things together, playing live, but not recording anything yet.
How old are you guys? 22, 23, 21?
18, 19,
Oh, 18,
20.
19. Oh,
Yeah.
right in the beginning
Yeah,
of
like
college.
really, really.
First
like,
year kind
like,
of thing.
like 18 for Shelley, 20 for Calvin, because he's slightly younger.
And you're like, what about you? You 18 too? 19, 20? What were you?
I was 20 as well.
Okay,
but
so
that's not-
18, 19, 20.
Yeah, yeah. So in college, I was also in a band that was writing. We were recording a lot. We were doing all originals. And we ended up 2 years later releasing a dance record. It was fun. It was different. You would perform around the city. You would see things that it was an inside track. I mean, I was accustomed to that. When I was 16, I'll rewind. I'm jumping. When I was 16, I played in a band that played all over New Jersey in bars.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like the real,
I should not have been there.
the real musician thing.
like,
we're gonna tour.
absolutely.
We're gonna go play and
Yeah.
yeah.
My mom was not happy with me because I'm in school. I'm coming home 1, 2 in the morning.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
it's like whatever.
But you just want to play music.
I just had to play. I had to play. I don't know. It was fulfilling as a conversation.
There's a thing about performing that nothing can replace that, right?
That is true too. That is true because you see people in real time like respond to your.
And I think it's specific if you land to the genre or jazz, then you need to fit each other and create something that is not there.
In jazz.
It's not that with jazz, right?
And in R&B because this is R&B.
Yeah. Jazz, R&B,
Yeah, and
where you lend yourself to which are called the happy accidents. You just go in and just keep going, and it's interesting because my art always had a lot to do that with improvisation and happy.
Of course.
I name. I like to like. I love words because words like challenge people and help to define
sets the tone. Yeah.
sets the tone. So I like this is to me is called a happy accident.
Yes.
Expect but it happens, but all of that create a chaos. Right. Think of I call the genesis. The the beginning.
Right.
You need the explosion, the chaos.
Right.
And then out of that the creative chaos, then there's a disorganized organization happening.
Right.
And then it comes together somehow and boom, and then becomes that.
Yes.
Right. So I think jazz is, and people who love that stuff is putting themselves with the opportunity.
Right.
So, we talk about art. Art can be done in so many ways. Some people are super structured. It has to be everything like this. It's a form of art too.
It is.
But I'm not saying that it's not. But I'm really I'm really attractive to the creative chaos.
Chaos. That's the word I was going to
I guess that's our connection.
Chaos becomes art because people will whisper to me now as I have this 5-word line and it has to become a song conceptually and the whole thing, and that's the job to develop it into that. But
true,
it's a fun process. It's invisible. It's very personal, very intimate.
So let's go from there. So grew up in Montclair and this, got connected as a kid at home. It is a lot of the stories has this common ground that we always got connect home, an uncle, something that created very beginning impressions on us, right? Or allowed us to be inspired by whatever was the environment, right? I'm big in environments, and I want to create the environment for the student because the environments provoke a lot of things than words, and they can't do it. The environment just activates everything, right? So you're in that environment, that creative environment.
I'm in a dichotomy because the band that I shouldn't have been in as a young kid was deep in Avon Avenue in Newark, like not the section you want to just walk around. And then I'm growing up in Montclair, and I know there's a guy named Gil Noble who had a show Like It Is, right? Gil Noble used to play piano for Miles Davis.
Mm.
Gil Noble's son was the saxophone player with me in the band. So we had this money and privilege background and an edgy and almost dangerous background in music together.
Mm.
It helps let you know what is fake, and the fakeness comes from the money and privilege people because they typically are deceptive. And the real people are real. Like they'll let you know straight away, I like you. Don't look at me. And you learn the respect. And if
Mm.
you're in that environment, they know you should be able to hold it.
The real deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then you're like growing up, teenager years, music kept going, you're growing, and then boom, you come to Jersey City, and then you're in this band, very young, getting to university.
Right.
Um, and then how did you go from grew your interest to be a musician into now transition to be a musician producer?
So that's when we were in the recording band, the young band, high school, that was done. The writing recording band, we were recording a lot. And as a recording musician, I ended up playing on other people's sessions and would help them accordingly to organize their entire song. So now I'm kind of co-producing it with the group. So that was my transition into producing. And because I don't sing, and you don't ever want to hear that, that's the blackmail of life, right? But I understood structure and stuff from college and how to build a chord and how to make it happen. And then because I'm jazzy, I break rules. I like to take it somewhere else. I like to be unexpected. You
Mm.
know, musically when you're expecting this and diverse, because just as you're comfortable in the groove, give me something new. It's refreshing.
How many instruments you play? You play piano,
Just
you play
piano and drums. I
drums.
can get around on a bass.
Mm.
Everything else is not really
Mm.
like I've played flute just for fun and cello.
But then, Mark, you just like, I guess I'm assuming I'm not a musician, but
Mm-hmm.
I grew up a lot. I'm like Reg. I grew up a lot of music. Music has been a big thing for me, inspiring me. Music always being in
Mm-hmm.
the back of my mind,
Mm-hmm.
and I was bossa nova, popular Brazilian music, and then jazz, rock. I mean, I put my hands and I listened to everything I could in my life. Until today, I like this.
Well,
I
pop.
just navigate to a lot of different things,
Yeah, pop
you know.
culture is everything. Jazz is a
Yeah,
foundation.
and my experience with jazz, you think you're gonna like that? When I was 19, 20, there were that's my love for jazz. Started in Brazil, São
I
Paulo.
see.
I was going to those bars with my friend in the center of the city.
Mm-hmm.
My friend, "Yo, we're gonna go listen to jazz," and I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." But then something amazing will happen. You like we're sitting down listening to these guys, and they go to the zone where they
Mm-hmm.
challenge each other, and the music is becoming completely something else. It's becoming the music of the moment.
I see.
They creating that thing right there, and I was fascinated. We're having this conversation now,
Mm-hmm.
how jazz was for me, and I'm thinking about me. I'm like, that's what made me perform later because all my performance has to do with capturing the moment
Yes. Yeah.
and embracing what's going on.
Yeah.
And the lesson was there when I was watching those jazz players. That's when was the beginning for me, I guess. I didn't think back then, I
Right.
didn't see back then, but was happening.
But you're feeling.
I was feeling.
And
And was
feeling
happening.
becomes a
The
foundation
the
in
feeling,
us.
yeah,
You
was
know,
yeah,
when we
you're
start,
totally right.
like you're feeling, and that motivates us to do something. So every time I'm doing something, I'm sure you now, you got to feel it. If you don't feel it, it doesn't.
Yeah,
It
for
doesn't
me
matter.
perform, we finally after, you collaborated through Reggie in two of
Mhm.
my pieces,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
writing with Jaka and the other piece I did, which when I was talking to Reggie when he was in the show, then went everywhere that piece, and you work with him,
Mm-hmm.
Calvin, and work with him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then some of your names are in some of my pages. So I kind of knew you guys like Mark, Calvin, Calvin, Mark,
Mm-hmm.
and Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
But then we finally performed together, and I realized how much I feel so natural. I mean, to me, it was just the beginning because
Good.
that
Yeah.
was the beginning with jazz in Brazil, and I mean, what threatens people really makes people scared about, like, oh my God, we're gonna be put in a spot.
Right.
That's to happen now. That's a scary moment for a lot of people.
It really
It's not
is.
scary for me at all.
Not for me.
I actually love that. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, the best is gonna start right
Yeah. Let's
now.
see. Let's see what's
Right
where this
now.
goes.
This is this. I'm
Mm-hmm.
here for what's gonna happen. And some people, well, this guy is crazy. What what are they talking about? Well, we don't know exactly what we're talking about. We're just gonna do this.
I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
On faith.
I find that super cool, amazing.
See, but that's the
Yeah,
artist
yeah, yeah.
in each of us.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're comfortable with that style.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm assuming then. So later on, I'm just speaking out loud
Sure.
here, thinking about what happened to you. So just being a musician, playing that part wasn't enough. You start going back to your childhood, hearing things and putting things in place.
I'm putting things in
So you're like,
place.
now I could put this whole thing. I want to put the drum here, I'll put that, and then the producer came out of you
Producer came out of me
around 20 when.
around 22, 23.
Hmm.
And what was weird, I ended up making a label with the group that I was in. So we had a dance song talking about cold calling people, talking about like looking at record pools, pitching, getting it in. And the guy's father was an Italian dude from the Bronx. So when we had to collect, we'd have him call. And he's like, yeah, it's Angelo Marno. I'm here to collect for it. And they gave us the cash. No worries. No
Oh
worries.
my
Yeah.
God.
So we were doing this. We had a dance record and it got a little idea. So the pools are like, give us more. Okay. We had one song that was ready to go. The president was like, I don't want that. I want this song. Song is unfinished. The song is like an idea, dude. No. And so we all walked away from that.
Mm.
I go to John Scher because he was in Montclair. I got a meeting with him. And John Scher promoted the Grateful Dead. And he did Woodstock and he did all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So this
Amazing.
is the dude. He's like, what do you want to do? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Like promotion. He said, you know Island Records? I'm like, yeah. He said, write down the number. Call, ask for promotion. Tell them I sent you. Sure. I call Monday. They say, come in Wednesday. No questions. John Scher sent me. It was done. So I'm in Island Records. I'm doing record promotion, video promotion, little A&R, all kinds of stuff. And I ended up transitioning from Island to a little subset called Z Records, which is Michael Zilka. And they had like John Cale and Beastie Boys when they were the young and useless, and Breakfast Club, which was the backup band for Madonna.
You have photos and stuff back then? You had the archives?
No.
Yeah, I know. Many of us, like old people, said me, no, we didn't have cell phones back
No
then.
cell phones, no.
We just need those big cameras for those big moments, and that's how it
And
happened.
if you walk around with a camera, you better be a photographer.
Yeah. Back then,
Otherwise, yeah.
Today you just snap at everything on the whole cell.
I can't meet people who are doing things and talk about picture.
Yeah.
So I ended up leaving there, worked at a recording studio. The whole time I'm still in touch with Calvin. So Calvin's in the studio in Midtown doing hip hop. I'm in the studio in Jersey doing management, and we end up doing we had Whitney Houston, we had Sting, we had Duran Duran, we had Donald Fagen.
Wow, Duran. I saw Duran Duran live.
Yeah, they're
I saw a lot of bands live.
A lot of them. We did Alabama. We drove to Alabama, right, to do the remote recording. So me and the guy Joe, I'm Black and Italian. He's Italian and Cuban. We did not get over well down there. They were like, y'all Italians from the north, get out of here. The whole right. So there was that stigma. And the first thing they said was South will rise again. That was petrifying. But we got to record with them. We recorded Newport Jazz Festival. Saw Miles Davis. He was like right over there. I was like, geez. Recorded Stevie Wonder at the Garden.
No, that's wonderful.
Like all kinds of things. We were in the stuff, and then I ended up at Sterling Sound, which is mastering. And all this, I didn't realize then it's all training. What to do for production, what to do for live, what to do for insight, what to do for budgeting, what to do for all kinds of things. So I work at Sterling Sound, and I'm trained how to master a little bit, but that ended. So I was working mostly in tech. Then Calvin was then at Dick Scott. Dick Scott managed New Kids on the Block.
Oh, wow.
So I move over to, Dick Scott Entertainment, and I'm with that crew, and then Calvin and I start producing, and from there it was really more full on, everyday studio development.
That's amazing. And then along the way, now you work with Calvin, which is Reggie's brother.
Right.
How did you transition to now start performing and working with Reggie?
Okay, so
And what was the experience of working Calvin, Reggie, and all of that stuff?
it's great. I've been blessed to work with all four brothers, right? Calvin, Reggie, Philip, and Gordon. So Philip and I did records for Tiffany, and Calvin and I did records for everyone. Gordon was this incredible guitarist. He was a mix of like Carlos Santana and I. It's hard to but we used to play the bitter end every night, every Monday at 1:30 in the morning. It was packed because the Black Rock Coalition would come, and it was a thing to do. So Reggie would come to that show too.
Oh.
And he's like,
Is it Reggie the younger one? No way.
he's the older one.
He's the oldest one, right?
He's the oldest one, oldest guy, I think. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Gordon, then Calvin, and Philip. So Reggie goes, yeah, I want you guys to produce some poetry on me. We laughed, regrettably, in his face on the street in front
What
of Bitter
year
End.
was that?
Huh? Well, he was there, right to him.
What was the year?
Oh, that was like 94. Early 94.
Okay. So
Early
Reggie
94.
comes, let's do this. And you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
laughing.
We're laughing.
Wow.
He said, no, come check me out at the New York. I said, okay. So we went. We were floored. We were like, we got to record him. 3 weeks we took recording and putting together at my house and Calvin's house. Then it took 3 weeks, and Lisa Cortez signed him to Mercury.
Reggie Gaines.
Yep. And then we got a check. So you're going on tour. We go on tour with MTV.
Wow, that was MTV time.
Yeah, MTV.
And Reggie was on MTV.
Always. And like Calvin and I are so industry kind of trained, right? Because we did a couple major label records, and we were like, no, don't say that. So on the bus, on the tour bus, they go like, oh, what do you want to do? Reggie goes, I don't care. This is all crap. And did it. Like he's saying everything counter.
Oh my God.
That's what made MTV. Everything else got cut. Everyone else was like, yeah, you're a bore, So we've done
MTV, man.
That-
There's never been anything after MTV.
We did
That
Arsenio.
was that thing, man.
And MTV was a power.
Senior Hall, oh my God. Yeah.
We did Arsenio. We did the cold open for that. We did
TV was the thing.
Arrested Development. We opened for them. We did the Berlin Jazz Festival. We did
Wow.
all kinds of things.
Wow.
So that was great. So Reggie went on, did Noise Funk, right? So even though he was trying to get us to
Bring the noise.
do the music for them, it's a union thing. So it was kind of like, yeah, we can't just let you guys in here and do it. We got it. So it was fun. So then we got on with this guy, Vince Herbert. and he's elevating it. So now we're doing Brandy and we're doing Destiny's Child before they were aware of who it was, and Tatiana Ali, and and it was big deal time. I ended up doing Will Smith, Wild Wild West. I did um, these guys, Menavision. Yeah, it was signed to Michael Jackson's label. So there, and when I'm saying all of these things, you're talking to all the executives, you're talking to all the players. There's a lot of power in these conversations. There is a lot of weight when it comes to it, and there are a lot of demands. So we would have to execute. What were you gonna say something?
No, no.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm just imagining. Yeah, that was you know, people think, oh my God, I wish I would be in that situation. But sometimes you don't understand the pressure when people wish to be in places or to have the given the chance. And one is given,
Mm-hmm.
it comes with all this responsibility and pressure and all the politics.
There's
I would say politics,
Yeah.
not politics, politics of the business,
the business.
human politics,
Yes.
and the politics just pertaining to that particular business. And it's
Agreed.
not easy, man.
It's
It's
not.
not easy. That's why artists, not just musicians, they go crazy. They start their career, all they wanna, hey, I
Right.
want somebody to hear me. I want somebody to notice that I exist, and then suddenly they getting noticed, and they get a place, and then from there becomes crazy contracts, demands, and
Right.
finally the guy makes it like, man, they gotta do 1,000 shows every night, and now the guy becomes a beast of burden, what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's
Right.
just like there's no end to it. Hey, you gotta go do more, man. We gotta pay the bills. And there's always the next trap for the artist.
There really is the next hustle, because the business wants to make money every moment. And
He goes
artists,
to one situation to the other,
yes, yeah,
right? And none of them are easy.
no,
So that's why I said people don't understand what artists. I spend a lot of time researching artists. I watch a lot of documentaries. I mean, I direct some documentaries, so I love documentaries. But I specifically love to watch a lot about artists because he talks about the journey, and it's not easy, man. And people from outside just like, oh man, what a great life these artists live. And I'm like, do you really know what he
they
went
don't
through?
know. When I was managing the studio, someone came to the door and I said, "Can I help you? Like, I want to book some time." And I'm, they're like, "Yeah, just like an hour." I was like, "We don't book for an hour. It's like at least X hours for. Why would it take that long to make a 3-minute song?" So that lack of that really stuck.
When
with
you
me.
heard that, you're
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm booked.
Yeah, we're booked. There's nothing you can talk about. There's nothing I can explain to you to understand. There's so much of a process that goes into this. We're not just like recording in the living room here. Yeah.
I love what you're saying because my next question for you is exactly that. Technology and the music industry has changed. Like, look what we're looking at.
Oh
here, right?
yeah. Look at
And
that.
I love to have this whole. To me, this is we're here in the stage, but this is our installation.
Mhm.
I did all the drawings. That's part of my artwork and everything here on purpose. But those things here, like this player here,
Right.
this record player, is really a metaphor to technology and time,
Yes.
right? And we know that technology and tools has shaped completely the industry of music, and then we leave now. I mean, I'm just making a reflection, but I really want to know what you see because you live through all of that. Um, now we live in a time. Then I'm not even talking about AI. I'm just say DJ became the new thing.
Really
And,
did.
and I'm like, DJs don't even creating music; they're just copy and paste.
I agree.
What happened? And
So-
now we have I have this past few days I interview a kid who is as a Vocaloid artist.
Vocaloid.
The Vocaloid artist is a hologram
Oh, that's
that sings.
okay.
So like now wait, we're going to DJing and then Vocaloid artist and now which is kind of hologram AI, and I'm like, what is happening here? So one of my questions to the kids, like,
Mm-hmm.
do you think? How do you think real artists who like to, I mean, real artists like physical artists, people who create music,
Right.
feel about Vocaloid hologram artists competing or replacing them, if there's such a thing?
I am not a kid, so it's harder for me to speculate. But if I were to, I would say that they're open to it more so than maybe we are. We're like brick and mortar builders, right? And they're like pull it out of the air, and it's real if I say so.
True.
And that's a very different perspective that we don't have. I saw the drum machines come. I'm a drummer. It sucks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're like it's terrible, but actually you use it as a tool, and then sampling, and is that
Hmm.
terrible? I sampled. It works. It pays bills, you know. But it's not always something that you want to do. It's easier when you know how to do both.
Yeah.
But if that's all you're counting on, Apple Loops or whatever is or any of the platforms that you can get it from. But to have a hologram artist,
Now we're in a completely next level now.
big conversation about an AI artist that got signed for $3 million is very upsetting as people in the industry because we're looking at it like, okay, how am I going to compete against this? Because there's no human element. They're not going to perform at Coachella per se,
Right.
but you're giving $3 million to that concept.
That's a scary thing.
It's a scary thing, and I also concern myself with the rights because it's ever changing and ownership and the AI Platsuno, they go, yeah, even if you pay, you own it, but you own what you've contributed to. So their participation is what, and who determines that, and then what's that going to be?
Yeah, in my reflection, I think there's never going back.
No,
And
and
mankind has a struggle, a benefit in a struggle with technology and science. Every time great scientific and technological things happen, we just advance so much. But that advancement, it, eventually, they never become a great democratic tool, if you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
Becomes at the service of few. But transformation comes to the entire society.
transformation is
So
necessary.
the cell phone, right? The
Yeah,
cell
yeah.
phone came in. There's no going back. So
Mm.
now what I'm saying, why I'm
Okay.
saying this because now we are entered this moment in history. Then the very human thing that I think about music,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about when I think about music and theater. There's something that happen in theater, then there's the interaction with the public.
Yeah.
There's something that happen with music performing. Then there's interaction with the public. Then it can be replaced. Which to me comes to the core of the very human experience. And now we're replacing that for sort of
Right.
a hologram, something that is a computer made.
It's
And
replication.
this
Yeah.
new generation going levitating to that, I found that a little bit scary.
It's scary. And what we did the other night with music and art and drawing, it was unique to that moment. It's a shared experience in that community. And even if we filmed it and showed it to people, it would be like, oh, that must have been cool versus being in the moment and I was there and this is my take on it. I I don't know that it will be scary in the future. It's always scary.
As an artist, I love techno. That's one of the things we like to explore in
It's
this
fun.
podcast.
Yeah.
Technology, because technology allows, like, just think about the film industry. Equipment is much cheaper. You have a lot more possibilities.
Yeah.
With equipment, so you can do more. So it's for every industry. Technology
There's an asset
advancement
to it.
allowed. And let's just think about social media, right?
Yes.
All the Instagrams, Facebooks, and everything else that came with it, allowing in a way, democratization of information. You no longer has to go to the dinosaurs or the industry, right?
Right.
So that owes this benefit.
Yes.
And but the other side now we cross into this other thing that is the one thing about technology for me always move too fast. In a sense, mankind don't have the time to digest the impact. Do you know what I'm
I
saying?
agree with what you're
And then
saying.
so we're living now more and more in that speed. And that is ironic because I use some AI tools for research
Of
to
course.
put projects.
Yeah.
My speed now working in things.
Mm-hmm.
So nowadays somebody like, oh, you use that to this. I used, and everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that whatever writes I copy and paste, but
Right.
it's a tremendous tool of research for me to format a lot of things.
The
So
speed.
my speed in research and preparation of projects has gone at tremendous speed.
Yes.
So I'm able to prepare proposals like never before.
Yes.
So there are things that I love about that. What I struggle, and I guess I want to know your opinion.
Okay.
Uh, science fiction movies,
Yeah.
they always giving clues,
They
right?
they were showing the whole playbook.
About that struggle,
They
right?
literally were. Yeah.
So what would be like the movie then, like on science fiction, that made you think about what's happening in the moment
Oh, The
now?
Matrix is the giveaway.
Which one?
The Matrix.
Matrix, yeah,
It
Matrix is a great
just
one.
took it ripped the Band-Aid. It's like, here you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
We're doing this fake thing, and we're giving you false stories, and you're just feeding us.
Yeah.
You're for us.
I had the chance to meet Lawrence Fishburne,
Oh.
Morpheus.
Morpheus.
Yeah, it's a cool guy. We're in a barbecue in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, Matrix is a great classic.
Yeah.
Blade Runner.
Yeah. Blade Runner's that was
Another
the
one.
earlier one. Yeah.
I mean, there are so many. You're right, giving all the
There's a
clues.
few that lift his shield, lift
Yeah,
the
the
veil.
struggle with mankind, the man and machine,
Yeah.
right?
And technology and power. It's always about power.
So
and
it's
control.
about power.
Because whoever runs
Power and control.
Yeah. Whoever says what it
True.
is what it is.
It goes back to the one thing makes me think about, I never forget that one. Facebook and Instagram. I saw the Instagram floor be open in New York at the time. That was before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time I was touring with my film, How Many Lives. So Facebook did an incredible presentation of my film with some art installation in New York City. And they were open the Instagram floor. And I'll never forget that. My friend takes me to the Instagram floor and opens and said, look, this is the new thing. And I tell him, what is the new thing? What can really replace Facebook?
Right.
Facebook is amazing. You tell a story, and the guy, no, it's the image. The image is going to replace the story.
Yes.
And I couldn't understand at the moment.
Yes.
And I said, I don't know. He said, all the studies, that's what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, you saying it's here. I'm going to take in consideration. And it really happened what he said.
Yeah.
We're dealing with the collage generation. They
Very much.
fast in the trigger. They like cut and paste. And now we begin to go to a time in history. Then maybe we replace by these things, these machines, these holograms. They're not really humans. So I guess those prophecies on science fiction movies are coming to reality.
Well, yeah, I would think they were foreshadowing more so than anything. They knew. Remember the DAT player, the DAT record, the digital audio tape.
Yeah.
Okay, so when that came out in the 90s, that was a 30-year-old product that the government had. They made it commercial.
Sure.
In the 90s.
Cool.
So imagine if that technology existed then, and that was the hot thing at that moment. What do they have like in the chamber now for us? Or for our kids?
Right. Interesting. I love that.
Yeah.
So is GPS, right? GPS was the thing they created for war, to find, and then now it's available for all of us use GPS, but they be using that for many, many years. You're right. That's a good point.
They really do that.
Which leads me to our next point here, which is we're talking about how we're gonna become dehumanized, right?
Yeah.
With the machine, but let's go back to what we love, with all the instant art.
Yes.
Performing band. How did you think went and our performance, and What is the benefit of?
The benefit is involvement. It creates community, creates conversations. We have professionals, us, doing whatever we do to either newbies or young people. And it shows them, okay, here's a path to do this, that, and the third. And people will take it and run it with their version. So in them seeing our process of executing an idea song, a piece on the wall that you were drawing, words that you were telling them to, put down, it became an explosion, and it's not an exercise that we're typically used to now. I don't think my kids did, and my kids are not kids, they're adults, but they didn't necessarily have that kind of interaction. We would be bringing that back, and I think it's a time when we're so much on a screen that there's a little less involvement with each other.
Yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
we think this is a great point. We think about all this social media, where they call the place to socialize, and
Mhm.
we're all gonna be together. It really, in many ways, separates everybody
Very much
and
so.
isolates, not just isolates everybody.
Right.
And what we doing to instant art, you know what I love about, in retrospective, we had little kids
Mm-hmm.
all the way to teenagers,
To
to
seniors,
adults,
right.
to seniors.
Yes.
And we all work together collectively.
And there were no mistakes.
And we all like just flowing
Right.
together
Right.
with age bracket and different colors and different messages, whatever feedback. So we're really doing the going back to the ritualistic, always say, no, the cave, I call the cave movement,
It's the
right?
cave,
It's
it's
the
the
first
band,
thing.
it's
They were
everyone
dancing
together,
around the
yeah.
fire. We're dancing around the fire,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, my God, this is so incredible. And with that, when we finished the performance, we're all like united, and we're all like, oh, we're ready to talk about those things.
Right.
So we're like reconnecting as a human beings. And why I like that, I say, for me, I want to know your opinion. For me, it's like, once we lose the human connection,
Right.
the danger or extinct each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say that, and I will always continue to say, out of all the species on earth, we are the most intelligent, the most prepared, with the higher calling, but we also the ones that kill each other more than other species.
More than any.
We are the ones create the most amazing things and the most horrible things.
Right.
When we not align with each other.
Right.
So cultivating the human experience is what keep us together.
Yes.
That's the glue.
Yes.
And sometimes technology plays exactly the opposite
Against that.
card.
Right.
Yeah.
What we did the other night was familial. It drew everyone together. Social media is very cultivated. You have to look the right way. You have to light the right way. We're on the set. It's what it is, and I get that, but we allow for errors in instant art. We allow for growth in instant art because it's always a process.
Right.
And people forget that there's a process to get to A to Z. They think I can just get to Z. Be there. Maybe, and you won't know what to do with that. I've seen people get ahead of their time on stage in front of 5,000 people. They don't handle it very well. It's very difficult. It's harder.
Well, interesting. That was the case of Avicii. Avicii became super famous.
Yeah.
And he needed to do a lot of drinking, a lot of drugs, because he was not comfortable in front of people and this and that.
Yeah.
And that was part of his destruction process.
That was
You're right about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I think you have to grow in a way that you're comfortable with yourself and you're comfortable with the process. So then you're comfortable with the people.
And you learn how to get people in your world. I mean, the police played in front of 5 people. No one cared. No one cared about what they sang. Turn down. Please be quiet. I've done that. I've played in places where no one's really paying attention.
Right.
But what do I do to get their attention? Okay, so now I'm going to change it up. And you learn how to shift gears in real time.
Right.
to get people, and that's just something that is not allowed in a preformed format.
Mm.
But something like instant art will teach you how to change the volume, change the perspective, change anything to make people involved. And that's kind of the key, right? Involvement,
True.
right?
It's like you just nurture the human experience.
Yeah.
Mark, is awesome to have a instant conversation with you
Nah, thank you.
in an instant moment
Instant moment.
with Mark, the legend, man.
Nah,
It's
no,
a
no.
pleasure. You're another artist, and I knew about your work. You contribute to my work, but recently I get to know the
We get to
human
know
being
each other
behind.
better. Yes.
That's amazing. I
It's
really
lovely.
appreciate, man.
I really thank you.
To be continued.
Sir, appreciate it. All right.
Thanks so much for watching another Culture Shift with Duda Penteado. And you know what I'm gonna say right now, to be continued, a lot more to come. Hasta la vista, baby.